Kerjanya coba. Oh,
Oh iya benar-benar benar.
tinggal lu stop lagi kalau nggak penuh.
At the beginning, we will pray or we will chant auspicious prayer. Tashitakpa. Om non se non da ra ye len ro be da ye jo ji. Na ju ba ye sang ge che ba yin de bon de do gun la ja do. Ta ja da ye yo de me ja bo da de. Jambe je ba je da bo da. Gun la gun ba ja je da ba. Limbo Daba Balda Baldane Simje Tamje Lavando Iden de Bandara Dabande Zendan de Bendrasheba Nevara Shekba Chazal Rinjen Chino Balden Durji Chere Sewa Wombo Jambe Saye Nyingbo Deba Nange Nyingbo Pajo Gundo Zao Bandurje Begara Lujen Dawa Chaza Lena Dashi Balgi Jo Janjo Zemba Jela Chaza Lurinjen Dojo Daji Dejo Bunza Yong Gamala Nyenda Dunda Pinzo Ba Mina Janze Wanje Kalo De Rinjen Dajo Jenge Ngege Mange Zo Ngode Babe Dashi Lamo Jela Changa Sambo Jimbo Dejon Semembo Mendo Jenda Jabo Yo Page Budan Se Namda Sede Laze Golo Dan Disho Ladan De Don Dosh Bewa Juden Janzen Zazo Nezo Gele Jiden Jongwan Jela Chaza Lo Daja Dende Java Dum Gedan Yewan Seva Kunyen Dende Babe Sam Yendon Da Yende Bezon Zomba Yo Daja Dingdir Jawa Zomba La Gedan Sewa Gunshen Deden Balbe Samden Yish Trashin de le Benzon Zo Show last four line Da Ja Dindre Jawan Zombala Gedan Yevan Tewa Gun Deden Balbe Samden Yish Trashin de le Benzon Zombala Yo Sanje Chedan Soge Chona Jiangchu Bardun Danin Jafin Dagi Jinsu Jibizu Drula Benjir Sanji Drumbarajo Sanji Chedan Toge Chon Jiangchu Bardun Danin Jafin Dagi Sun Jibizu Sananji Drula Benjir Ruparajo Sanje Chedan Soge Jon Janjo Bardo Danin Jason Jendanje Jensun Jevezo Lan Benjere San Ruparajo Simjen Tamji Dewa Dan Devi Jodan Dembarajo Dongan dan dongan ge jodan rawar jurje dongan meben dewa damba mindawa jurje nyeren chadan nyanda tanyan zeme bala se rabdo nevar jurje tabge tuje shajar Shenge medo dunye bonjomba serge humbo daburje shajan jabun chelangun chanza naumanda shiribire lamandan gombo jezen jambe yanglan chanza lo gange lo den denye denda yendara namda raza denye ye ye ze ye nye ye dong kara le ba da ze be ze ra ma re en do dong ha ye ze on do gong la bo je da ze ye la du ju yong de on da ra chen do nye mo de je jan do ze Hare me ze dong hai nyong go je nye je ze ra de Omarabadana de Dende Nje Nje Lolen Demo Membazo Kadan Denje Jonlo Boye London Bobe Dando Ganze Dawaran Jose Jewaran Bumbun Jami King Bar Chadawadan Chid Chabadan Jeza Yerang Gwidenzo Yewan Dage Jesova Amje Zobe Kiringo Sashim Puchun Joye Sangye Nide Dogan Kimbai Simdian Namje Zambanda Sejadan Jejun Jimon Devai Jinjim 양도 보도 그게 그거 뭐처럼 딱 내정 그거 전 삼재기 구동장 주초도 셈께서
Please listen with the motivation of precious bodhicitta, thinking that I will now listen to these teachings in order to establish all sentient beings who are equal in number to the extent of space on the level of omniscience, the level of complete awakening.
그게 줄 폴인데
Ore. Tajidele.
야, 되네. 이게 인지게 또도 자고. If I make any mistake, you can correct me, okay?
Okay.
So, so at the beginning, I want to say to all touch the leg and welcome to Samia Bali. And I hope this our retreat, should practice retreat, will benefit you somehow. Okay, not 100% also. Maybe some can help. That's very not because of my power. Is because of Dharma power. Okay, Dharma blessing. Okay, so today the first day, many people think that the true practice is only the how to say playing damaru and playing damaru and bell, and also and beautiful how to say the tune, So like that, actually, not only that. So true practice is very big meaning and very deep meaning and very vast. If we understand, uh, if we really practice truth with the understanding of meaning, then it really helps us to how to say change our mind and how to say to reduce our negativities, and it's really helpful. And I always mention people. So maybe at the beginning, maybe if I share with you, it will be uh, more. Otherwise, sometimes I forget. Yeah, whenever I remember, I just need to share. So one upon the time, I think few many years before. So I don't know where that guy from. Actually, that guy used to go some I don't know vipassana meditations in Theravada monastery in how to say uh, Cambodia or somewhere I don't know. And then when he came to Nepal and he saw a lot monastery, yeah. So and he come to monastery. So he one day he came to our monastery. Uh, in our monastery, we every day we wake up at the 4:45 and we start puja from 5 to 7 every day. Yeah? And then evening, this is daily practice. So evening 4 to 5:30, something like that. So morning 2 hour and evening 1 hour and 45 minutes we do daily. And then that guy come to the our monastery and ask some monk he want to join some practice, So what time is good to come? So the monk say we start from 5 o'clock. You can join with us. And when that guy come to join the puja, and he joined 1 day and 2 day and third day, he feel very uncomfortable, And he asked some monks, I thought Buddhist monk doing only meditation. You all doing not meditation, only doing chanting the prayers, and you doing only the playing music. So he said that he's not satisfied. What are we doing? So this is, I think, very lack of knowledge about the Buddhism. So because of he thought like that. Uh, so therefore, I always tell people we need a lot of how to say knowledge or about the Buddhist. Yeah. So the Buddha taught. taught many different levels of teachings. And then chanting also one of the methods to practice, And then especially in Vajrayana and Mahayana, we have a lot of chantings. And even in Vajrayana, we have a lot of pujas, so playing how does the instruments. And actually, if we really understand that the way we do puja, we are doing puja not only playing the instrument, we called, I don't know, now I cannot explain you very detail, but I just only want to say in Bhajayana, we said development stage and accomplishment stage, So these two are, if you have these two stage, then how long you prayers, how long you play music, so that duration is you're doing meditation, So that these two stages very pure and authentic meditation. But if you are not these two, development stage and accomplishment stage, then if you play or chant, I think that cannot be a Buddhist practice, I think. So we need that one. So if we really understand that one, then when you see the monks or the practitioners, when they do chanting, when they do how to say playing the instrument, then you can feel, oh, this is also one type of meditation. Actually, Buddha is taught, walking meditation, sleeping meditation, visualizing syllable meditation, and then sound meditation. There's resting meditation, how to say, an examination, we can say, meditation. So there's many types of meditation. So the chanting and then the also actually one type of meditation. And this is very, very deep and how to say profound, so profound practice actually. We cannot think playing music or instruments are not just playing the instruments. We need some I already mentioned development stage and then accomplishment stage, so we need that too. So then we can enjoy playing instruments, and we can enjoy chanting also. Do you need to translate Baba? Already, yeah? Already, okay. Okay. So like that, so this is very important to understand, okay? Or otherwise sometimes feel, oh, only chanting, what's this for, can think like that. So, when you chant, you're, how to say, uh, your vocal, I can say, so chanting and your mind is not here. Your mind is somewhere else. Then that is not meditation. Yeah, but when you chant, you focus on the word by words. If you understand meaning, then you just focus on the meaning of that words. Then how to say you're focusing how to say uh, one single pointed, and that can become a very good meditation. But otherwise, just chant like playing recordings, chant and chant, our mind is not here with you, then that cannot be a meditation. And that prayer, I don't know, I don't think it will benefit or help us. Yeah. So this I want to share with you. So today, now our retreat is about the church retreat. So now I'm going to tell what is the I just mentioned. Maybe better to uh, translate. Let's translate. Chue said, "Daru dang jilgu dunge chikbu mayimba. Ani dang nyembo chikbu gya dang mayimba. Chue said, la ni nyamlen dila. Taba dang gya chebi gitu daji yoba insa. Dangbu chue said, ni pendo kare yoba ngandula. Odi go dim what she means."
So, when we talk about the practice of Chö, it's not only to do with playing the damaru and the bell, and it's not only about singing the melodies and so on. It has a very profound meaning and a vast meaning. So we have to understand the benefits of the true practice and what the true meaning is. So I will explain a little bit about that.
다 최세디 뭐만 최세디 최세계를 cut 이걸 말씀은 최세계 나 가리체 부그레 세는 당진데 최세계를 뭐만 저기 냠는지나 다루둥 당 nhiệm 제지 브레미도 뭐만 저기 냠는데 가리체 부그레스라는 키 나발라 이페런스라 키 나발라 다루둥 당 nhiệm 여바이나요 멜로디 페 nhiệm 여바이나요 연다기 냠는 가리에서 난기 당진데 최고고요 난기 수수가 닥쳐진데 제국이에요.
So the name of this practice in Tibetan is called the Chod, and the meaning of this word is actually cutting. And so what are we cutting when we do this practice? The whole point of the practice is to cut our self-grasping and our self-cherishing, only caring about ourselves. Although we have the music and the chanting the melodies and playing the damaru and the bell, and that's how the practice appears on the outside, but the actual meaning and purpose of the practice is to cut our self-grasping and self-cherishing.
이래마도 최세디 전다데 수수기 난기 당진당 된진당 닥치진데 제데 하마거든. 최세 시작 킥 뒤도 제단 네 미마인데 최에다가 미마인데 댄스
So if we don't understand that, the purpose of the practice is to cut, which is the meaning of the name of the practice, Chod in Tibetan means to cut. If we don't understand that the purpose of this practice is to cut our self-grasping and self-cherishing, and then instead we think about it as just a practice to kind of dealing with these demons and different spirits and so on, and trying to tame those. If we think about it in that way, then that is mistaken.
So sometimes you can see this many people very how to say they like to practice a church without understanding the meaning of church. And I just mentioned church actually, direct translation is cut, And people think, oh, church means cut, means maybe the practice of church need to cut demons, need to cut some, formless sentient beings, or maybe, something like that, yeah? So actually cannot. If that person, church, meaning of church, it take like that, that's totally wrong. Yeah, it's not cutting, other sentient beings, not cutting demons. Is not that practice is not for the cutting sentient beings, not for cutting demons or formless sentient beings. It's not for that. The cut or chud means cut. So what you need to cut? You need to cut a self-thinking or self-cherishing mind. So we need to cut that one. If you want those who can cut self-cherishing mind or self-thinking, yes, that person can do a very good chud. So yeah, so very important to understand, and actually the chud practice is the practice of we can say the chud practice is Mahayana practice. Yeah, so Mahayana practice cannot cut any sentient beings, cannot harm any sentient being. So some people think, oh, maybe we can cut or we can kill a demon because demon are harming the many sentient beings. Some people can think that. So according to the Mahayana practice, once we arise or once we took the bodhicitta vow, then we cannot harm any sentient beings. So therefore, if demons also sentient being, then how can we harm the sentient demon? because demon also sentient being. And then, how to say, formless sentient being, also sentient being. Then how can we harm or we cut the other sentient being? So this we really need to know. Yeah. So 택진기 장주 심기 동발랑 차위지라 제당 뒤당 뇌지기 객들라 두배 말 뚜프는 뇌지기 객제뒤 세대 심진이 맞은 심진로 뇌바차기 요래 심진로나 장주 심기 동발이 냠두고요 그거 전부 그냥 알고 됐어.
So, as soon as we take the Bodhisattva vow, if we have taken the Bodhisattva vow and then we harm these obstructing spirits and these demonic beings and those kind of disembodied beings that have no physical body, if we cut them, so to speak, or harm them, then because those beings, those demons and spirits and so on, they are sentient beings. And so therefore we will have harmed sentient beings. And this is going against our bodhisattva vow. And so we would have already kind of damaged our bodhisattva vow at that point.
And why I'm saying this in Buddhist Stupa in Nepal, when we go to circumambulation, Kora, and there are some people, they are doing the chair practice using Damaru and bell, and some that they do, they open very big eye. Almost, 그래서 그래. 바지 제당 뒤도 뚫고 그 믹충부들의 당선은 제당 뒤도 짜게 됐어요. 그걸 장난구에 신앙구에다 지그래. 뭐는 되게요 맞디.
It's almost like those practitioners when they make that kind of expression when they're practicing Chö in the. Sometimes you see those guys around the Bodha Stupa, for example, and they have their eyes wide open, like with this kind of like a fierce look. Sometimes it's that they think that the practice is about taming demons or kind of like trying to control demons or harmful spirits and so on. But actually, this is actually not the right way to practice the Chö. There's no need to make this kind of expression with your eyes like this, and it's not about taming demons.
Actually, no, 장난구가 가르쳐 그래. 밀레 신앙구, 장난구.
Scaring other people, scaring others.
Actually, those who don't understand really Dharma well, they think, if they show very ruffled face and open worldly his eyes like that, maybe can, how to say,
Scare the demon.
Thing, yeah. Actually, demon, yeah. Actually cannot. Why I'm saying demons, and if we compare ourselves with the demons, actually demon has more power. He has Keleman. Demon have, because they don't have the home because of that. When we are dead, when our mind separate from this physical body, we have also that. Keleman, and then also magical.
Zuchu, yeah. Magical powers, miraculous powers.
Keleman. So this we really need to understand, yeah. If you believe in past and future life, okay. So now, if I die here, I can rebirth in the America, and China, in India, but I don't need to buy plane ticket because I have the magical power. Therefore, in the second, I can reach in America. In the 1 second, I can reach into India, and I can take rebirth there. So this is proof. So yeah. So when we die, our mind separate from this physical body, we have also Keleman and the magical power. So now it's obscured by our physical body. Therefore, it can know how to say. It's not active. We can say, yeah. So like that. So now I'm saying that formless demons, if we try to, how to say, fear him, it cannot, because he has the Keleman, he has the magical power. then how can we do that? This is impossible. Yeah? But if you have love, love, pure compassion, and pure goodness, that really helps to remove that obstacle, remove the demon, remove the, how to say, obstacle. That's 100%. There's many histories. Okay, so like that. So when you and even when we tomorrow, maybe after tomorrow, we will talk. Going to explain. And when we practice the church, there's so many times we need to say pet, you know. And some people they say very sharp, pet, like maybe somebody need to, yeah, get out.
Uh, it's like seems like people when they say "pay" really loud like that, it seems like they're trying to like get the people away, get people to go away from them.
Maybe some demon here, he want to get away, through the talking very sharply, so like that. Actually, this is all why they're doing, because they have lack of knowledge of respect. So because of that. So once we understand the real meaning of church, you really enjoy. This is very good practice. This is very good meditation. This is very good, how to say, beneficial. Yeah, so like that. 아, 하긴 소속이 당진죄의 제도, 렌진죄의 제도, 낙제진죄의 제도, 냠는 차고, 죄고에 니제고, 민거하고 저기도 죄기 냠는 가리 죄고 그래서 당진, 렌진, 낙제진 죄고. 가르진
So
죄고래, 낙진, 가르진 죄고래, 생이 되시자기.
this practice is called Chö, and which means cutting. Uh, and so we have to understand what does the name of this practice mean? Why is it called cutting practice? It's called cutting practice because we need to cut our self-grasping, and we need to cut our grasping at things as being real, and we need to cut our self-cherishing. That's the meaning of the name of the practice, cutting. And then how do we cut those things? Now I will explain that.
가르치는 죄고. Why we need to cut self-jealous mind? Why we need to cut self-clinking mind? Why we need to cut grasping mind? Yeah. So this is very important. 단단하면서 되니 단단 굉장히 그래 시원하게 가르쳤어요. 대화 해야 돼. 대화 탐지 현대 들려 좀 통실어 봐. 단단 통매 자세 랑래는 통매기래. 공지 통매기. 되니 대화 탐지 현기도 현리가 대화 톱 현대 현 대화 도발을 되는 중으로. 동만 탐지도 강할 때는 당이 대화 도발을 되는 중으로. 당전전을 되는 중으로. 제장 만들게 되는 비고마도 나는 아주 셀프제레싱 마인드 가르치는 죄고 당신 가르치고 당신 죄투나 아니 대화도 되고 당신이 죄투나 되니 덴진이 죄투나 아니 대위 규정 나는 아주 정말 요에 되가래 코발라 깨친질라 되니 정말 치중 딱 개발 이제 되나 정말 매바스 죄요 말 정말 요거에 유 강되는 당신나 덴진 죄진랑 죄진을 되는 주요 봐인가 디진 죄
So it was taught by the Gyaltsen Tongme, the Bodhisattva Tongme, the Tibetan master, that all suffering comes, or all happiness comes from wanting to benefit other beings. All happiness, any happiness that we experience, it all comes from wanting good things for other people and help and wanting the best for others. And also that all suffering comes from only caring about ourselves and only wanting happiness for ourselves. This is what the Gyaltsen Tongme taught. And so therefore, if we can cut our self-cherishing or self-grasping, if we can remove that self-cherishing and self-grasping, that grasping at things as being real as well, then we can see how that will become a cause for happiness. This is what Gyaltsen Tokme was talking about when he wrote that verse. Otherwise, in samsara, there will always be suffering. It's just a matter of whether it's a lot of suffering or a small amount of suffering. But every being in samsara will experience suffering, and all of that suffering comes from the self-cherishing and the self-grasping and grasping at things as being real.
Okay, teaching time is finished already.
Sorry, Kempola, maybe the teaching time should be 1 hour. Maybe, Paul, are you okay if we extend another 30 minutes?
Oh, yeah, fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Kempo, please proceed.
So I said the true practice, why we need to do true practice, the true practice is about to cut our self-thinking and self-cherishing mind. Why we need to cut self-cherishing and self-thinking mind? Because everything, we all want us happiness, and we all not want, we don't want us suffer. And to achieve the happiness, there's only, if you want the permanent happiness, and there's only one option, that you have to cut self-thinking, self-cherishing mind. If you cannot, or if we cannot cut self-cherishing and self-clinging mind, up to that, we cannot achieve permanent happiness. This is guaranteed. So I will prove slowly, okay? 다 만족이 되니 랑 디르 다 상계기 도낭 되니 송여레 셈둘와데 렉바데 셈둘와니 대와이 대 송체레 셈둘나 셈둘레 셈둘레레 하바치 야치 아니 샤셴바 되니 자와 강해요 맞다 그래서 셈둘레 하바치 자와 셴 강해요 말서 동알기 자와 셈로와 지난 셈둘나 아니 동알 탐지 파빵 두개여서 셈둘와니 렉바데 셈둘레디 다 자와 탐지나는 렉바암 약주다 가르치는 야구에서는 셈둘와니 대화되는 송실에 셈둘tum나 아니 대화 담바데 톱투 있다스 아니 퍼마넨트 대화데 톱투 내가 기 대화 땅 퍼마넨트 대화 니가 톱투 있다 제가 셈둘레 하버지 아니 냠렌다 자와신에 가요 뭐 단지 또 너무 무서
So the Buddha taught in a sutra that to tame the mind is excellent, is the best thing. To tame the mind is happiness, true happiness. This is what he taught in a sutra. So what this means is that the first line says to tame the mind is the best thing, it's excellent. That means that there's actually nothing better that we could do than to tame our own mind. And the reason is that the mind, our own mind, is the root of all of our suffering, right? So if we're able to tame our own mind, then we can be free from suffering. So this is why to tame the mind is the best thing, is excellent. And then he said that to tame the mind is happiness, or true happiness. So the meaning of that is that if we're able to tame our mind, we can attain the true happiness. It's through taming the mind that we attain happiness temporarily in the short term, and also true, lasting, permanent happiness it's the way to attain that type of happiness, both the short-term happiness and the permanent, lasting happiness, is through taming the mind. So this is what the Buddha meant when he said that taming the mind is excellent and taming the mind is happiness.
랑 제진디 빵구여 봐 인상 랑 제진기 빵에 들라 담보 랑 제와 거나세 나랑 제버진 바디 거울진도 망체 뿜마불 딘디게요 뿜몽아불 다 뿜몽아불 나 스진 딜라다직 대와 딜라 야부스에 다 차시기다 나랑 제진디 기게요 봐서 랑 제진디 라 메버스에라 그래다 저기 냠린 거죠 뿜몽아불디 나는 리 담보 두랭기 뿜부 류기 뿜부디니 팔 지바기 냠린디 지구요 류진 쓰기 다 상냥아도 되는데 류진디 되네 인상다 수수 딱 제버진 비진사데 뿜몽아불 증기요래 뿜몽아불 나는 또다 류기 뿜부들 증기요 봐서 아 류기 뿜부를 제버진 비진바데 마 슉축으로 땅에 마 빵에 지도 류기 뿜부들 시엔 셈젤 지바당 냠린딜라 아니 가라 저기 냠린디 자기
So when we talk about self-grasping and self-cherishing, what are we really grasping at or cherishing precisely? How can we precisely understand what that is? It is basically the five aggregates that make up who we are, who we think we are. And from among those five aggregates, the main kind of basis, one of the main bases for self-grasping and self-cherishing is the body, which is one of those five aggregates. We're always concerned about our own body. We want to be happy in our body, take care of our body, and so forth. Make sure we don't have pain in our body and these kind of things. So that body, our own bodies, which is one of the five aggregates, that is the basis of self-grasping and self-cherishing. And so it's a method to reduce that self-cherishing based on the body, that we give away the body, which is what we're going to be practicing now over the next few days with this practice of Chod. It's a practice of giving away our own body.
나 류기 되는 안아서 되네 셴라다 지바당 따티 오늘 파진 두기 나는 짐베 냠는 차기요래 시럽기 냠는 디기 차기요래 내가 당내 안아서 세 이르와 아주 쪽이 냠는데 시럽 도이 택배 온도잖아 시럽 친기 냠네 짐베기 냠는 니가 될 상기 나기 온지는 나기 냠는데야 상기요래 동아 송주기 냠네 합시 송주기 냠네 아 차기요
So when we do this practice of Chod, we are giving away our own bodies. And that giving away of our bodies counts as the practice. That is actually a practice of the perfection of generosity. When we give away our body, that's actually what we're doing, is practicing perfection of generosity. And so this practice also, in addition to the perfection of generosity, it also includes the perfection of wisdom, because we practice understanding the lack of self and the lack of reality to our existence when we practice Chod as well. So in terms of the sutra tradition, the tradition of the sutras, that style of practice, this is a practice of the perfection of generosity and the practice of the perfection of wisdom. And in terms of the tantric style of practice, tantric approach to practice, it also contains that. It has the tantric elements in it too. So it is a practice of both the sutras and the tantras combined. And it's a practice of wisdom and skillful method combined as well.
야만에 되는 딱 군속 탑 기차네 나다 아니 변담 셰럽 기차네 도이 냠네 또 퍼진 택배 실칭이 냠네 차기요레스 군속 탑 기차는서 딜부담 도지 동네가 냠는 제제고 락자들 탐제 군속 탑 기차는 나기 냠네다 아니 낭기 당진 주비기 셔럽기 냠랭기 전에 안또 이미도 보나면 셔럽기 빠진 게 냠랭 지상 동화 공대기 냠랭 탑기 전에 나 셔럽기 전에 또 어디는 탑시 동화 딱 간지 방이는 있겠나 보다 내가 쭉이 냠랭이 거래 낭바당 치바난 낭배 냠랭 낭발라 택진 택면 안에 택진이 냠랭 택진라 동안이에요 동안이 동화 공대기 냠랭 됐어요
So this practice of Chod is a practice which is a combination or a unity of the sutra practice and tantra practice, and it's a practice. The aspect of it that is tantric, it has to do with skillful method. That's the practice of skillful method, and the part of it that is the practice of wisdom, that is the practice of the sutra level. So for the tantric aspect, we have the practice of skillful method, which is for example, the musical instruments and the vajra and bell and the damaru and so on. That style of practice is a tantric. That's part of the tantric side of it, which has to do with skillful method. And then for the sutra side of it, sutra part of it, that consists of the wisdom that realizes selflessness and the perfection of wisdom. So the sutra side of it has to do with the aspect of wisdom in that way, and the tantric aspect of it has to do with skillful method. So in this way, this practice is a combination or a unity of the sutra practice and tantra practice. And we also should understand how it's categorized, or what type of practice it is, in the sense that from among the non-Buddhist practices and Buddhist practices, it is a Buddhist practice. And within the Buddhist practices, we have the lesser vehicle and the greater vehicle, the Hinayana and the Mahayana. And from among those two, this is part of the Mahayana practice. And within the Mahayana, we also have the sutra approach to practicing Mahayana and the tantric approach to practicing Mahayana. And this practice is a combination or unity of the sutric and tantric approach to practice of the Mahayana.
So later I will drama majibaja self clinking la dene dongal gandi jingwe de nge jele shigi nge la ngadu juba ji sheshandri yene to di sheshana nge
So a little later, I'm going to explain how the self-cherishing and self-grasping is the root of our suffering. But before we get into that, I'm going to explain the supplication prayer, the lineage prayer. Or the lineage, rather. Explain what the lineage is.
oh Maharaj
La.
del barjid barjid
Oh, kaya na.
ngadu chugi nyamlen de chidang de gi bana chu se de nang dang zin chugi nyamlen chidang chugi nyamlen de sangi shage to bane yo bare ina ya chugi nyamlen gi de dang zin chugi nyamlen de ta daru dang dilbu dungni dungay gi luksul je yorwa o de ta durab chuni ro ne durab chuni nang dual sense sigmar wa ta pa damba sangi jagar gi kebaji chungare o kunima das.
So, as far as the lineage of this practice, if we think about it in terms of the lineage of the practice of cutting self-grasping and self-cherishing in general, of course, that practice of releasing ourselves from self-cherishing, self-grasping, that goes back to the Buddha Shakyamuni. But then specifically this practice of Chod, where we're playing the damaru and bell and so on, if we want to understand where the lineage of that practice comes specifically, it started with a learned Indian master in the 12th century who was called Padampa Sangye.
early century. 다딜라 규바도 쉐바이나 규바들라 되게 냠린 도이 냠린당 아기 냠린 송주 인상 도이 규바지랑 아기 규바지 나만 니셰르 당이 지난 규발로 뭐 쉐르도 도도 도이 규바지 아기 규바지 니셰기스.
So when we discuss the lineage, and when we're talking about the lineage of this practice of Chod, as it is a practice that is a unity or combination of the sutra practice and tantric practice, it has a lineage on the sutra side as well as the tantric side. And although there's a lot of more things to say about the lineage, but for now I will just explain those two, the sutra lineage and tantra lineage.
다 도이 냠린디 다나 슈바난시 상게 샤게 투바 네 데네 잠발이야 이제 데네 아리아 데와체 데네 아리아 데왈 니에르 로벤 아리아 데와다 잠세 아리아 데와 이와드 잠세 아리아 데와 데네 잠세 아리아 데와기 파지 담바상겔나 데네 파지 담바상게 교데 샤게 이시다 디베 파 담바상게 벨페니 아니 베발라마 교 그래 교 샤게 이시세데 손 Köşege izledi. Gödün sunum lamalasın. Gödün sunum lamangi magic lab gidiyor malasın. Magic lab ne? Yani daha burada. Ne tartı gidiyor? Döy gidiyor. Dilan taban şarap tek bu yerde dişe çıktı.
So the lineage of the sutra aspect of this practice, which has to do with the wisdom of selflessness and releasing ourselves from self-grasping, that sutra side of the lineage goes back to Shakyamuni Buddha. And from Shakyamuni Buddha, it went to the Bodhisattva Manjushri. And from Manjushri, it went to Aryadeva. But there are two actually Aryadevas, Buddhist masters, Indian masters named Aryadeva. One is the Acharya Lopa Aryadeva, Acharya. Acharya Aryadeva, the master Aryadeva, is the first of those two, and then the second Aryadeva is the Brahmin Aryadeva. So this lineage of the sutra side of the Chod practice, it went from Manjushri to the Brahmin Aryadeva. And then from the Brahmin Aryadeva, it went to Padampa Sangye. And then Padampa Sangye went to Tibet. And he established the lineage in Tibet when he taught a master called Kyo. And after Kyo, he taught the next to the lineage after that was a master called Kyoten. And then from Kyoten, it went to Machik Labdre.
당부도 교 샤게 이시스 당부도 니벌 교된
Kyoshage Yeshi Dang Niba Kain.
교된 sunam lama.
Sunam Lama. So the first master in Tibet that Padampa Sangye taught this practice to was called Kyo Shakya Yeshi. And then Kyo Shakya Yeshi taught it to another Tibetan master called Kyo Sonam Lama. And Kyo Sonam Lama taught it to Machik Labdre.
어디 도이 주바라. 아기 주바디 아니 가르레서 도지창. 뭐? 도지창기 주준 드라마르스. 주준 드라마라 마직 랍기 드라마르스. 마직 랍기 드라마네. 다다기 되는 자위라 주바디. 아기 주바 답변. 도지창만.
So that's the lineage of the sutra aspect of this practice. As for the lineage of the tantric aspect, the first member of that lineage, the beginning of that lineage, is with the Vajradhara Dorje Chang, the awakened deity. And Vajradhara then transmitted it to Tara, and then Tara transmitted it to Mashik Labdran. So that's the tantric aspect of the lineage is more simpler in a way.
Adi juba diche. Ini chögi godena juba. Da chögi degi lain ba dangzin chögi nyamlen re. Rang chezin chögi nyamlen ba karjin chögi urese da dangzin dungal samji dangzin nang rang chezin la den chögi yores. Da di chögi yogo pede. Pena ngana su rang chezin la tena tene dungal jungnang de pede ngen kina bala budu shegi nis.
So that's just a little short explanation about the lineage, and now more about the teaching on the self-grasping and self-cherishing, and how all of our suffering and all the suffering in the world comes from that self-grasping and self-cherishing. I'm going to explain this to you using an analogy, an example.
So later, if you have empowerment already, then I can share my Q book. I have PDF, but without empowerment, I cannot give book. Yeah. So if you have any empowerment, I mean, not the empowerment. If you have empowerment, means you are entered the Dhyana, then you can read the book. I already wrote about the church, one small book, translated in the Nepali and English. So I have English version also. I have PDF. So maybe those who have interest, and I already mentioned if you have already empowerment before, then I can share it with you. Okay. So ngana danda di dangjin dang rang jin say de ta dangjin dang rang jin da dang ngan la dini gadi na mi shen rang le shen yarge to ba rang le shen degi dewa yo bala ngan dini thakdo ge de rang jin le dini ge ge yore dini garas dore ngarang la dini gyu gaze yo na ya dae me ba satisfaction sigro me ba de rang jin le dini yo ba rang jin le de me na 동암 춤부스에다 갔대나 고세에 다음에 봐. 뭐 unsatisfaction 매 용구 말해. 되면은 동안 용구 말와 딜딘. 랑 진진 일로 매 봐이나 셴 대화당 셴 되기 통나 먼저 셈마기 바차기 말해. 거디나 랑 레장 셴 대화당 야르게당 아니 सक्सेस 통데 먼저 셈마기 바서야 돼. 차도 되는 용구. 차도 갈 되는 용구도스나 닥 지진 되는 용구요. 그래서 닥 지진 게 동안 간데 되고 패칭 이시에 봐야 되네.
So when we talk about how self-grasping and self-cherishing works, to give an example of how how self-cherishing causes our suffering, when we see others, people that are people other than us, other people, when we see them succeeding and doing very well, when we see them enjoying a lot of success and happiness and so on, we will always get jealous, right? And have this sense of competitiveness for them. And that comes from the self-grasping and cherishing ourselves more than others. And also, when we, you know how it can happen that however much we have, however much money and wealth and so on we have, we're never satisfied. We always want more, and it's a kind of a never-ending desire that we have that we can never be satisfied and at peace with it. We just keep on wanting more and more. That also comes from self-cherishing and self-grasping. So if we get rid of our self-cherishing and self-grasping and can release that, then no matter how many people we see that are like very successful and very happy and doing really well and so on, we will never be unhappy about that. We will never like have this suffering experience of being jealous and competitive and so on. We will always be happy with them, because when we see somebody that is very successful, other people that are successful, doing well, we get this feeling of jealousy. Where does that come from? That feeling of jealousy comes from our self-grasping, our believing in our own self, and cherishing ourself so much. So obviously, clearly, when we release ourselves from the self-cherishing and self-grasping, we'll be released from that as well. So these are just a couple examples of how self-cherishing and self-grasping lead to suffering.
When somebody say, every negative emotions really arise from the self, that root is self-grasping or self-cherishing. You can, if somebody say some bad root to us, how can you talk like this to me? Just we have self-grasping here, yeah? Me. How can you talk like this to me? No. If you have no self-grasping, we never say like that. Yeah? You think, analyze. Every negative emotions arise from self-grasping, self-thinking. So therefore, Buddha says, self-grasping. Buddha teach that. How nice. So I give many examples. Maybe one I can share with you. Every suffering,
The strength of a suffering and the severity of suffering.
yeah, big or small, it really depends our thinking, our grasping. Same headache, but we can feel one person very big suffer, and one people can take easily. Actually, same headache. So the suffering, if we really understand, we can suffering arise also, we can face that suffering easily. We need to take it easily. We need some, how to take it. We need to know that. Yeah. So I always mention the suffering, how big or small, is really depends on our attachment or grasping. I will give you example. Many times I mentioned, now some all these students, they heard maybe 3-4 times already. But it will help. I think 25 years, I think 20 years before. One of my friend, he went to Taiwan, and when he come back, he sent me a message. What do you want? He said, I want to bring some present for you. At that time, laptop is very new that time. And I said, bring one laptop. I want to write a book. And it back. So I still remember. Airport. Usually, that time I was in India. Usually, I never close or locked. I mean, I never locked. If I don't have lock. I never lock my door. When I go puja, when I go class, when I go to debate class, I never. But after he give me iPad, no, sorry, laptop, and I start to buy the lock, and I lock my door. And not only that, when I'm in puja or class, sometimes tasing jigdu sa nagal lagde, hindi gila.
You get the feeling, I don't know, it comes to your mind, this feeling. Yeah.
Not. How to say, I don't know English,
Yeah. Oh, it's kind of like a panic, not panic, but like a
Not panic.
nervous.
Oh, I lock or not, This
Oh,
is
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Doubt, not doubt. Doubt, of course, the what feeling is, scary, huh? So, worry, maybe I can say worry. And then suddenly, before that, I really focused on the teaching. Or reading book, I'm focused on the book. And suddenly arise that thought, oh, I locked up my door now and lost my concentration. And I only think, oh, if I no lock, maybe somebody stole my iPad. And hundreds thoughts here. And maybe half an hour or up to I go to my room, maybe it takes an hour or half hour. That duration, I'm suffer. Okay, so like that. He says, finish that. But my story not finished. We can continue tomorrow, okay? Really. Okay, so it's the way. 네, 탐식발, 탐내, 전남 밤새, 내가 집에 돌래, 너와 장주, 신조, 림도, 아게, 밥, 개와 남바, 오늘, but please remind me to about this thing, how they say. Okay.
Okay, we will take break for 15 minutes.
15 minutes with tea or not tea?
Uh,